Hi, it's Janelle with Parsnips and Parsimony, and I am currently 36.5 weeks pregnant, and we are planning our 4th home birth. And a lot of you guys have been asking me, what's in your birth kit? Because I keep talking about assembling my birth kit and getting everything together. So this video is going to be what's in my birth kit, and you guys can see what we need for a home birth or what my midwife likes us to have for a home birth. And these are just some of the essentials that we feel that we need to have on hand. I know there's probably other things people would like to have on hand, but this is what works for us. This is what I have assembled so far, and this is pretty much everything. If other needs arise, we do have other things in our house. So these are the things that are most prominently needed. I'm going to start with this here. This is like my after the baby comes. This is going to sit on the back of the toilet for me. These are those wonderful mesh underwear that you get at the hospital. I've tucked a few extra of those. I have my peri bottle here. I have some really nice pads here, and these are awesome. I love these, and I only had these for my home birth. They're not like the hospital ones. They're just really a nice size for right after the birth. Actually, I usually use these the first 24 to 48 hours when the bleeding is the heaviest, but this is what I have for immediately after the birth. And these are just your standard hospital pads. Very handy to have. I have 2 of those. That's usually enough for just the worst of the bleeding. And then back here, these are some herbs they're called Perineal. And these are just some different herbs for healing of the perineum. And these are awesome for taking baths afterwards. This will be sitting on the back of my toilet. This is actually a 31 little carry-all caddy, super handy, and it looks a lot nicer than just, you know, them piled up on the back of the toilet where the little kids can get into them. So that's that bag. These are my cheat sheets for the things that I need to have in my birth kit. This is a 31 deluxe utility tote with the lid, and this has been perfect for assembling everything. I have a garbage bag. You never know what you're going to need for that. These are just some gauze sponges. You may need them, you may not need them, but it's good to have on hand. Of course, you need a flashlight in case the power goes out and you're delivering. And then I have a few baby things in here. These are 2 different swaddle blankets just for the first night. And then I have a neutral newborn outfit and a onesie. Hopefully these are small enough for my babies, because usually my babies are so tiny, anything I put on them, it swims on them. And then I have a massive, massive stack of towels. And I'll just give you guys a look there. All these towels that we have in here. You just can't have enough towels in case you need them. I have 1 small blanket there. I have a whole stash of washcloths, and of course we have more in the cupboard if we need them, but these are the ones that are set aside for the birth. And then these are essential if you're having a home birth, and you guys probably all know what those are. Those are just regular receiving blankets. This is probably more than we need, but you just, again, never know. So I have a stash here in my basket. And then these are awesome. Not necessary for a home birth, but they make life a whole lot better. And these are just those big washable chuck pads. I have 6 of these. Now you're wondering why I need 6 of them for the birth. But I have 6 of these because I have bedwetters with my other children. And these are so awesome for bedwetting, so you don't have to change all the bed sheets. You just pull this off and change that. And I have 3 of those in here. More mesh pants, and these are from my past births. They're all cleaned, ready to go. In case I need them, I probably won't use all these, but I have them in here just in case. Then I have these shower curtain liners I actually picked up at a garage sale. These shower liners we actually put on the bed, so I put them on the bed and then a sheet over them. So it just protects the mattress, and I also have another waterproof mattress pad under that. So just the more protection, the better. And I've got this second one in case if this one breaks down or whatever. Ziploc bag for the placenta. Here's another towel. And then if you watch our daily vlog, you know we've been having a conversation about how many paper towels we go through. I did actually put a whole brand new roll of paper towels in the birth kit because that's something my midwife requested. I have another Peri bottle in case I need it. Some look familiar hospital style pads. These were actually from my sister-in-law. She just had a baby 2 months ago. She didn't end up using these, didn't like them, and said, here, do you want them? So I said, sure. Tossed them in my birth kit. And then I just have clothes for me after the birth. Their nursing nightgown and a bathrobe. So that's everything in this bag. And then in my other bag, this one you can tell is smaller. These are more of the medical related things. And this is all of the paperwork in case I need to get transferred for whatever reason to a hospital. We have all of the paperwork here, so that can just go quickly. It's all prepared, and just in the off chance that you need a transfer, that's what that is for. And then this is called a Neat Feet foot printer, and this keeps the little kids, the baby's feet from turning black with ink. It's a really neat thing, so she likes to make the footprints, but it doesn't ink the baby's feet, so that's very cool. We're going to be doing some cord sampling, so that's for that after the baby's born. Now, I talked about having chucks in the other bag. I have even more in here. These are the disposable ones. Really good for when you actually deliver your water breaks. Anything like that. You just really don't want to deal with the mess. So I have different sizes here. I have some really large ones. And then I have a whole pile of smaller ones. You can see those here. Again, I have more gauze, probably more than I'm going to need, but I'd rather have them all in here. And then I have a whole bunch of gloves for the midwives. These all come in her birth kit that she wants you to buy, and I ended up buying some of that birth kit, so these are her requested items. Hydrogen peroxide is amazing for taking out blood and stains and things like that that might land in the carpet or wherever. So we have a bottle of hydrogen peroxide. Last time I went through so little of this that, you know, we didn't have to replace this, but it is very handy to have. And if you guys have never used hydrogen peroxide for removing blood, I mean, it can just be from cuts, scrapes, things like this. This is awesome. Then we have the handy dandy cord ring right here, and this is what they use. This is what my midwife likes to use for umbilical cords and cutting them. Much nicer than your standard cord clamp. I don't know, I do have a standard cord clamp. You guys are probably familiar with that. Just in case something goes wrong with that, I've got a backup. Then straws, because if you get too exhausted, you're gonna probably wanna drink out of a straw. I also have some emergency if you get really weak, really tired from a really long labor. She highly recommends that. Arnica is for swelling and postpartum. This stuff I've used for every single one of my births. I love this stuff. It helps so much with the swelling after the birth, and I would not live without this stuff. I also have some Lancino lanolin if I need it. I don't usually need it, but I always have it on hand. And then you need a trusty tape measure for the baby afterwards. I also have a bottle of glycerin, and this is just to help lube things up if the baby seems to be stuck or whatever. This is a really good alternative, and it's safe for the baby. I have some more mesh pants and another pad here just in case I need them. These things are amazing, and you can actually make your own. I do not. I only go through 1 or 2 of these. I have 2 of them in my kit, and these are the Perineal cold pack with a pad attached to it. And so after you have the baby, usually she crunches this up so it gets really cold, and then she sticks it in with one of these pads and then the mesh pants, and it's like an ice pack for your bottom. Really feels good right after you deliver. So I have 2 of those. And then lastly, I have the Thermacare Wraps. These are amazing for the first 24 hours when you're having all the afterbirth pains. It just, the heat really seems to help a lot. Besides all those things, she really likes to have either a laundry basket or a hamper available, trash can, trash bags, flashlights, cameras, a phone list for people written down, not on any electronic device, but written down just in case there's a need to call other people, or again, in the case of a transport, you know who to call. She also likes you to have a digital thermometer just to be able to keep an eye on the baby's temperature. That I always keep next to my bed. So that's right over there. That never goes anywhere. And aromatherapy, candles, anything that soothes you, calms you, whatever those items are that you like. And also camera, working batteries, things that Dad can use while filming or videoing the birth. Make sure everything is all set and ready to go. If you guys are interested in a written printable list of birth kit supplies that are highly recommended, you can go to my blog. I'll leave the link in the description below and you can check that out for yourself. We are very well prepared for this baby, and we're hoping that everything goes very smoothly like it has in the past, but we are definitely prepared in the event of an emergency to be transferred. Obviously that's not our goal, but we are prepared for that in case. And that's about everything that I have in my birth kit. There may be a few other things laying around that she may need, but the last couple times this is everything that we've needed. You can see I have my birthing balance balls back there. I tend to like to just sort of lay over them. It really helps a lot with the back pain during labor and delivery. And lots of pillows, because after the baby's born, I don't know about you guys, but my bed does not go up and down like a hospital bed, and my muscles are mush afterwards. So you can see I have a whole bunch of pillows here. I still have more upstairs too, so I can just get propped up and feel comfortable however is most comfortable for me at the time. So that's everything in my birth kit. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, where this birth video will hopefully be up within a short amount of time when this baby comes. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you for our next video. Bye!